you calling me stinky? I'm not stinky. That's misinformation. Hello. Hi, Bob. Hello, IRS. Hello, Clockwork. Hi, Saradwin. Hello, Dennis. Hello, everybody. How you all doing? Yeah. Come on. I'm not a cat. I'm not a cat. I'm not. I just look like a cat right now because that's just my cupcake shape. That's just the cupcake shape. For kawaii to be a cupcake sometimes is to look a little bit like a cat. You know? You know? And did I see the new Heresy trailer? Yes, of course I did. Of course I did. I watched it when it was live, when we were live streaming. And they were like, look at this Heresy trailer. I tuned in. I was like, yo, that's a sick trailer, dude. Yo, yo, yo. And then I was like, and Malkador was there. Well, I think it's Malkador. Looked like Malkador. Sounded like Malkador. So it probably wasn't Malkador. Probably Alfarius. Hi, Talan. No, you're not distracting me. How Eldar can escape from Slaanesh. I know how Eldar can escape. Go to Commonwealth. It's a really nice place, I've heard, where Slaanesh can't get your soul. And if you die, you can just come back to life without becoming a little crystal ball. Start praying to the God Emperor and never talk about the Elder Gods. Actually, wait, isn't it like one of the ways that it can be saved is by giving yourself over wholly to another god of Eldar? Like you got the God of Death apparently, which saves the souls of those of the Elder who die, and then you got the Laughing God who saves some of the souls. Although some of them here just literally just like, yeah, this one's condemned back to Slaanesh forever. Because I think it'll be funny. But not all the Elder Gods are dead. Isha is captured by Nurgle. The God of Death, I can't remember what they're called, is still out there somewhere. And came back for a little bit and then disappeared off again. And the Laughing God is very much alive. Cain is shattered into multiple pieces, but the presence of a dead god still has enough power to, you know, cause devastation. Did we try turning it on and off again? Yeah. What are we painting or building today? Nothing, probably. Oh my gosh, my sinuses are bad, so my ears just like vibrating every time I talk. But look, we're not building him today, we're reading the magazine. We got Combat Patrol magazines, 31 arrived. It's got a Dark Apostle in, who I'm not building, might not build as a Dark Apostle. Been thinking about maybe I should. Then we got this, which has Auric Flesh in, which, oh gosh, that looks way greener on the camera than it does in real life. Vicron Flesh Shade seems to be a, yeah, shade colour, like no oil. That one actually looks like a good flesh tone. This one, I'm not sure, looks like a good flesh tone. It looks more like rotted. It looks more like how you'd paint a dead orc, but I know Sigma orcs look a bit more different. But we got Legionnaires Part 1 and Legionnaires Part 2 in here.
Aisha is trapped in an abusive relationship, but it's a question who abuse who.
I think both of them probably try to abuse one another. As a hat. Hello. Hello, it's the Mysterio Virtuoso. And after death, they reunited in the afterlife on their homes and have peace. Was a book where, against all hope, the whole company of soldiers die against orcs. Oh. That's weird. That they just all end up back at home. Do you mean like they ended up in like the God Heaven, the God Empress Heaven? Maybe. I don't know about that one. I don't know how canonical it is too. The hell is this book of minis? It's Combat Patrol magazine. It's Combat Patrol magazine. It's available in the UK and the US, and that's about it. Oh, look, we're getting Havocs next time, and look, the Defiler. I want a Defiler. We go to the Empress Light. Yes. He's right now a bona fide. He's always been a bona fide god, but now more than ever. We're doing this some months, iOS. It's the magazines. It's the magazines! Ow! Why are you yeeting me? The 36 looks fun. It's a crab. 36. 36 is a defiler. Do you want to know what a defiler looks like? Do you want to know what a defiler is? It's amazing. It's a really old model. You know the soul grinders? It's like that. It's actually what came before the soul grinders in terms of actual real life models. Drop site preview. Oh, so exciting! New heresy stuff. Completely hiding that new news there. But yeah. Don't skip my comments. Tell me about the I'm telling you about the mechanical crab. I even pointed to it and it's like, look at the defiler. It's right there, the defiler. See, right here, just underneath the window. Talan, when I show up to do heresy and chaos. Oh, plastic. Yeah, plastic crab blade and Saturnine stuff. We can talk about that later. Right now, we're showing Talan what the crab is. What does a crab say?
And here we are, website simulator.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi. So we go down. Defiler is temporarily out of stock, but this is the crab. It's a defiler. It's very similar to the soul grinder. It shares the same legs. It came first, but the soul grinder came second. But yeah, that's another way you can have it. And this is the way. And this is the way. Look how cute it is. It's called a demon engine. It's a demon. A defilers are towering demon engines that stomp across the battlefield on piston-driven legs. By clanking claws and barred limbs can... I almost read that as cupcake. By clanking claws and barred limbs easily capable of slicing a space marine in half. No foe is safe from a defiler. These abominable constructs spit powerful shells of their monstrous cannons. And the trigger of awesome... Wow, we got loads of stuff. Look at them. They got... Wait, they don't show for other... Oh, there it is. There's the Scourge. There's the Scourge weapon. And that can be a last cannon if you want it to be, or something like that. I don't know. It's fun. This is a box. Very old box. That doesn't look anything like the 36. The 36 magazine cover is just from the... It's like from the underside of a defiler. Now I lost all interest. I will do the opposite of whatever that is. Okay, new heresy trailer. I'm not going to show you the new heresy trailer. If you want to watch it, you can go to the place where you can watch it, which is the Warhammer website. Or IGN. I think I saw it on too. Yeah. Okay, where is it? Drop site preview. What's this new cinematic trailer? Okay, here it is. Do you get audio here? No, you don't, because I don't have audio set. Actually, maybe I could get the audio setting to work. Actually, it'll probably get me copyright struck, so I can't. The defiler seems smaller than me. I can look at it from beneath. Talan, you pick up the defiler to look at it from a lower angle. But yeah, new trailer. And look, you got like... Give me a moment. Give it a moment. You got to see some my favourite part of the trailer. Okay, you want me to show you the trailer? If I get copyright struck, Talan always be 100 quid, okay? Capture audio. Give it a moment. But I have to reload this. There we go. It's back. Okay, Windows capture. Okay, I'm gonna have to assign an audio track. Advanced audio properties. Give it a moment. Windows capture. What do you mean it's not got a track? press me. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so now I could go back down. And it's like, there it is. Here's a cinematic trailer. Can you hear it? It's very loud. I gotta lower the audio.
Painted this.
There you go, lowered audio.
Among his schematics and calculations. Yet,
See?
they seemed to help him.
Trailer!
A way he could express the enormity of his plan.
The enormity of his plan! It's so loud. Oh, it's a high Mississippi Gonzo, aka Redcorn.
Not if the legions are successful. It depends.
Oh, I like that part. I like the part where she's like,
The rot goes.
you know, with her super hands. Sign language, that's the word. Plastic foul blades. Should I make it larger? Ow, 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 ow. Ireland sneak attack. Look at a blooming shooting. Get a steak off my head, though. Boom. Blimey. Oh, look at them all dying. Look at them all dying in the massacre. Ah! Oh, he's shot to death. And it all happens in Birmingham. Saturn 9 Dreadnoughts! Tactical Dreadnought armor. Oh, look at them go. Look at them go. Graph cannons. Look at it. I want 67 of them.
The attack failed.
How many?
Half of the legions now stand with Horus.
Macador.
In the end, I suppose not. Do you wonder if they might be right? Many will sympathize with their rebellion.
I am the Emperor's spear. What I think doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
What now, then?
Isn't he Falador or something,
We
his
made ready.
name? I can't
A
remember.
war that may never end.
Ah, it's so fun. It's so fun. And to think that my background music was on the entire time. Ripper doesn't even have a spear, he uses a sword. Yeah, but no, he does have a spear. The spear just uses itself. You silly egg. But yeah, I'm so excited for Saturn stuff. Look at it. Look at it, I'm going to buy at least 20 boxes. 275,000 boxes worth of Saturn stuff. Depending on its price, I might buy a few actually. But look, we've shown it already. You get, what does it say? 50 miniatures, a big old book of a new edition, 21 dice, a range ruler, 40 tactical status objective tokens. Hi, Mal. It's him. It's Mr. John Warhammer. It is. Look, Mark II power armor with melter guns and a big old melter. That's a big melter. Which ones are the Saturnine for green dudes or the grey ones? Saturnine is an armor type. It's a mark of armor. So it's only these big dudes here that are in green. It's not these dudes, the little infantrymen. It's this big dude. It's these three. It's those three. It's this big dude. That's a Saturnine Dreadnought. So Saturnine's not a faction. It's basically a mark of armor. Yeah. So Saturnine, okay. Saturnine is literally... So Saturnine Dreadnought Armor, or Tactical Dreadnought Armor, is made by the Tech Priests of Saturn. The Tech Priests of Saturn made this armor, and then the Space Marines ended up utilizing it. So it's called Saturnine because it's made by because it was originally made and designed by a certain group of people. Also, Erland and iOS are fighting one another again. I think Erland... Oh, Erland might stand a chance. Quick, get a crit here. Oh, no. Never mind. iOS is gotta win. That's a high native engine. Give me a cupcake and you can get a set. No, I won't give you a cupcake. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm gonna spend all the money on it. Yes, it's not named after 7 dudes in a box. It's named after a very specific thing. This is the first time the Saturnine armor's ever been in the game officially. So, yeah. There's a thing here. What is Saturnine pattern Terminator armor? The hulking new miniatures, blah, blah, blah. But what exactly is Saturnine pattern? So it's a pattern. It's a pattern of armor. It's not like a faction. So any faction or Space Marines can use this armor in Horus Heresy. Chaos. Everyone else. So you might find Night Lords in it. You might find Imperial Fists in it. The origin of Saturnine technology is mysterious. What we do know is that unlike most of Imperium's arms and armor, it's not created on Mars by the Mechanicum, but instead by Secret Tech Enclave. Oh yeah, the thing is, it's not made by the Mechanicus, sorry. The Tech Enclave isn't part of the Mechanicus. I could make a Black Templar Saturnine armor, but I don't know if they're going to get Legends rules or not. We're just going to have to wait and see. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to proxy them into the game. A lot of people want to proxy them as Centurions or Obliterators, so it could work. Yeah, the Tech Enclave's not part of Adeptus Mechanicus, but they designed these stuff. It was Vulcan, the Primarch of the Salamanders, who originally designed them, hence why I think they painted them in green here. Because it, like, see, it's a salamander symbol. See, do you know when Nick's salamanders here? Look, salamander symbol. It's the same symbol he uses. So it's Vulcan, the Primarch of the Salamanders, who originally brought them to the Space Marines and, like, redesigned them. And you've got 2 versions of it. You've got the Dreadnought and you've got the Terminators. From the looks of it, it looks like the Space Marines inside the armor don't use the legs in the leg holes. Their legs are they're probably kneeling inside the armor, or like the legs are up to the chest, or the arms are out here. Or they like sat down inside the armor. The arms going about to here on either side of the head, just looking through this thing. Probably very uncomfortable to be inside the armor. Dreadnoughts are just like Dreadnoughts in general, but apparently it takes a very special person to be able to use a Dreadnought. So, yeah. Also, have you seen the new guns? They look funny. They're very small guns, but look, there's a little cute guns on track. It's adorable, the little drones. Cupcake wants us to waste our sprinkles. Our game is rigged. It's not. It's not rigged. But yeah, there's other things that... Oh, look, plastic breaches. I'm excited with them. I want to make some Black Templar breaches. I'm hoping they get Legends rules. It looks like we're getting some new potential Adeptus Mechanicus stuff. Yeah. Some Custody stuff apparently is coming. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. Ceridwin's out of sprinkles again. But yeah, we got magazines. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my magazines, folk. Actually using a controller. He's used a controller inside the armor. Maybe. And the jump catch game's not rigged. It's just how it is. So he is a Dark Apostle. I don't know if I want to build it as a Dark Apostle or not. Because... So look, I want to make them Night Lords, my army. But I don't know how I want to build them. I keep thinking, oh, maybe I'll do this for my Night Lords. Maybe I won't. Only thing I know is that the World Eaters we're getting in these magazines as well are like enemies of my Night Lords. But one idea I've had is that my Night Lords, like originally, didn't worship any other gods. New Mechanica stuff coming? Yeah. Only for Horus Heresy though, like always. Never for 40k. I better hurry and buy, build and paint my army beforehand. You can actually use the generic USB controller to control your spirit to some degree. Your sprite to some degree. Wait, you can! Is it true? That'll be so funny if that's actually the case. Yes. Oh my goodness. And does that mean including jewels as well? Oh. Oh, that's cool. I never knew that. But yeah, what I'm thinking for my Night Lords, I'll show you my army list if I could figure out how. But at the moment, I'm thinking Space Marine Lord of Nurgle. No, not Lord. Space Marine Terminator Sorcerer with Mark of Nurgle and the enhancements of Nurgle that causes like loads of damage to things around you. Mortal wounds. I'm not sure what you can do. I just remember seeing it when I went to customize mine. Oh. Yeah, I think that allows you just like do a jump and a bomb and stuff like that to do, you know, just normally. I don't think it helps with the jewels. But maybe I'm wrong there. But yeah, oh yeah, for Terminator Sorcerer leads 5 Terminators of Nurgle who have chain fists, except one who has accursed weapons. They have combi bolters and one of them will have a Reaper autocannon. And they'll have a Mark of Nurgle too. Then, this is for a 2,000 point list. 7 Plague Marines. I can't remember what they're equipped with. The Shooty Marines though. And a Hellbrute of Nurgle with a Plasma Cannon, a Fist, and a Combi Bolter. And that, yeah, as I said, Mark of Nurgle. You don't care about the truth. You just need an excuse. I'm using my old PS3 controller. Oh, using an old PS3 controller. What? Crazy. But yeah. So what else is there going to be for it? Oh yeah, then you got the Cinchian stuff, which I'm thinking you've got to have a Sorcerer of Cinch who will be leading a squad of 10 Legionnaires armed with bolt guns and plasma gun. Or maybe a heavy bolter. No, heavy bolter and a... Oh, what's it called? The autocannon thing. Not autocannon, it's like the minigun. The big old minigun that they can get. Ow! Hi, battery! You threw about my head. It hurt. But yeah, they got a big old minigun. And they're going to have a Mark of Cinch, obviously. Then they're going to have 10 of the Nemesis Claw Marines, which are basically the actual Night Lord unit. But I'm going to have a Mark of Cinch. And they're going to be aimed... They're going to have like heavy weapons. Well, they're going to have a heavy bolter. A plasma gun. A heavy bolter plasma gun. Power fist plasma pistol. Heavy melee weapon. Paired accursed weapons. Voice eater. And then 3 bolt guns. Yuck. And then they're going to have a... Oh, what's it called? The heresy version of a Predator with a conversion beam turret and heavy bolters at the side, and that's going to be a Mark of Cinch as well. Then there's got to be Slanesh, and you're going to have the... I don't know if to have one of these, which is the Dark Apostle, or a squad of the other 5 dudes, because I want it all to be psychers for leaders. But they're going to have a Mark of Siege, have a Siege, not Slanesh, have a Slanesh enhancement. They're going to lead a squad of 20 cultists, but with Mark of Slanesh. Oh my gosh, iOS is dueling everyone. Did Banry just win? Banry defeated iOS! The tyrant has been put down! Yay! Banry's a hero! Yeah, Banry, don't underestimate Banry. Look, the sheriff is in town. The sheriff is in town now. Gotta lay down some justice. I won. I didn't slip and fall. Yippee, yuck! But with the Slanesh, I'm thinking also squad of noise marines. And what was it with that one? Oh yeah, the Mauler Fiend, whatever it's called. Not for Forge Fiend, for other one that's close combat. Yeah. With Mark of Slanesh. Oh yeah, I forgot the Havocs. There's got to be Havocs of Nurgle with 4 last cannons. Havocs of Siege with 4 heavy bolters. And then who else is there? There's one other dude. There's one other squad of dudes. I can't remember the names. Oh, another squad of Nemesis Claws with Mark of Slanesh, but these ones replace for bolt gun. Equipped the same way, except they replace the plasma gun for plasma pistol and chainsword, and replace the bolt guns with chainswords. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking of. The entire story's going to be is that they were once a whole legion. Well, not a whole legion, but once a powerful, relatively powerful warband. But the warlord in charge, who was like a chaos lord, was getting very old. And a sorcerer, well, psyker under his command, had started to gain more influence and power and strength after finding a book. And he's been consulting more of like Siege demons. And a number of the soldiers inside the warband were falling to siege. I was like, I could kill them, but that's not what brothers do. We might be chaos, but we have honor. We have honor. That's something he's like. So he's like, you know what? I just need more power. I need to live longer. It's time to actually speak to the demons. And he wants to deceive like into the warp and use warp powers. So he spoke to a Herald of Nurgle and was like, hey, give me warp. Open my mind for warp in exchange for my sight. And the Herald of Nurgle was like, bet. Took his sight, but gave him the ability to see into the warp, and then tried to possess him immediately. And the Chaos Lord was just like, nope. And just his mind overwhelmed the demon and killed the demon. And in exchange, he gained basically Nurgle's blessing. And psychic powers, psychic warp powers, yeah! Then he went round to like his most loyal people and was basically like, hey, eat this Nurgling. And if you survive, you get to become one of my chosen of Nurgle. And that was at the same time this other sorcerer was basically building a cult of saints within the Night Lord Warband. And while those two were vying for power with one another, they missed the fact that their cultists that they had with them, that they trained into Space Marines, had started to fall into, ecstasy and excess. And that one of their cultists they had, well, not really a cultist, one of the servants they had was a psyker, who I'm thinking actually making like a female psyker model. And she had developed her own cult of Slanesh inside the Night Lords themselves, and that even some of the newly converted Space Marines were falling to Slanesh and joining this cult. And while all of this is going on, you got this other bunch of Night Lords who are like, oh my gosh, look at them with all their psychic powers and all that worshipping of chaos. And they're getting very upset about it, so they decided the only good thing to do when all your brothers are falling to chaos and psychers is to join Khorne and betray your brothers. And that's how the Khorne warband started. Or at least the warband of Khorne that I'm going to make anyway. That's my ideas at the moment for the lore of the army. Because when I build my armies, I like to build lore for them. And the army then to go with the lore. I don't really care about how good it's going to be. Also, I just want to build something fun. So I thought maybe like building Nurgle models and Tzeentch models and stuff. And like having an excuse for each of the 4 Chaos Gods might be fun. Despite them being Night Lords, and Night Lords don't usually care for Chaos Gods. Despite being Chaos. But look, Combat Patrol! Ah! Now, I don't know how easy this model is to convert. And by model, I mean there's 3 of them. Big old base. 2 tiny bases. Copyright infringement. Disney gets me. Disney's gonna copyright me now. No! Oh, Bagger's here. Hi, Bagger. How are you doing? How are you doing, Bagger? Love Heart. Love Heart. Wait, we need to wait for Bagger and to chat to appear for Raiden. Hi. Ah, look, big love hearts to you. Big old love hearts. You punch in the face. Raiders trying to raid me. Get attacked. Dreamer raid. Hi, Elite. Oh. Hi, Paladin. Hello, thanks for the raid. For those who don't know me, I'm Cupcake Conjuror. In name and profession. First name Cupcake, second name Conjuror. And I conjure cupcakes. Like, look at all those cupcakes down there. They're all you guys, yeah. Hi, TA. How you doing? How was your stream, Bayer? I hope it went well. Also, this is Cuptle right next to me, and Cuptle can speak with the command, ! Say. And Cuptle's a little cupcake turtle, not a Pokemon. Oh, mighty Cupcat. Oh, mighty Cola. Wait, what does this cola say?
Almighty Cupcat _Capcom Cola.
Yeah, my bae. Cola finally recognized me for being the bae. I just got my tongue. I just got my tongue off a can. Ryo was playing some good old Expedition 33. It was a fun game. Yay! I've heard it's fun. I've heard it's good. Which means it must be terrible. I'm joking. It's Say My Bay, lol. It's a new one. I think it's new. I've had one. All I've gotten so far from it is it keeps saying my bae and my bro. So I think the entire case I've got is just full of my bae and my bro ones. Like, let me find another one. Oh wait, no, this one's my mate. My mate! And this one is a my fam. You can tell it's British. My mate, my fam, my bro, my bae. And this one is my team. You guys are my team. Yeah. You shall go rest because I have to do some stuff in a bit. Good stream. Okay, good night, Raya. I hope you have a good rest. Don't worry about if you need to go rest or whatever. Oi, bruv. I would want one that says oi, bruv. Okay. Okay, but we're leaving from there. I've had enough cola. I mostly get pet bottle cola because it gives more cola and fresh cola. Cola factory is like 1 kilometer away. Oh, the cola factory for me is, I actually have no idea where it is in comparison to me, other than it's in Britain, so it's fine. Oh yeah, this is a cool looking model. I don't know what I'm going to convert it into. I'm thinking about converting it into a sorcerer model. But Because this is effectively for chaplains for the... Dark Apostles effectively chaplains for Chaos Space Marines. But here we go. Dark Apostle. How to build. Yeah, they have two little friends who carry stuff for them. You know, that one carries a butt. And he's all chained up. And that one carries a good old symbol. It'd be fun if chaplains in 40k had little helpers follow them around like little priests. Okay, that's bright. Let's turn off that light. Oh, it's going through how to paint it, how to build it. Ooh. Wait, is this all that's in this one? There's no law. Where's my law? No, there's no law. It just tells me how to build it and paint it.
Cupcat is the reason I'm addicted. Smiley face emoji. Underscore cupcon cola colon underscore cupcon cupcat colon underscore cupcon nerd.
I can't believe you're the one who chooses if you're addicted or not. Oh my goodness, yeah, there's no law here. And once again for glues, ripping the pages. Dark Apostles are part of the sacrilegious priesthood of chaos. Okay, actually, let me turn off this big old light so it's easier to see. There we go. They take to a field chanting profane prayers to strengthen their cursed brethren. A Dark Apostle is accompanied into battle by a pair of dark disciples who follow behind carrying blasphemous icons to aid their master in his dark designs. Chaos Space Marine names for Plunderer, for Dispossessed. For Khorne, you've got for Bloodlead, for Scarred, for Saint, for Distorted, for Mutable Seer. Nurgle for Malignant, for Oozing One, and Slanesh for Prince of Pleasure, for Beautiful Night. Oh, for Blissful Night, sorry. No, she threw the blame on me. It's true. Look, addiction is fully controlled by you. You can't blame it. The first step to fixing an addiction is to realize that the only one to blame is yourself. Even the people who introduced you to it aren't the ones to be blamed. Victory for Khorne, for Siege. Oh, wait a minute. Is this like a 4-way battle? To play this scenario, one player must play for Chaos Space Marines, the other player must play for Opposition. Chaos Space Marine player. Once they have selected a victory condition, they should tell the opposition player which they have chosen. Chaos Space Marine player deploys their units as shown, for the opposing player rolls dice and deploys the corresponding gateway. Oh, okay, so people in the gateways, you deploy Infernus Marines, Guardian Defenders, or Termagants. Okay. Okay, I get it. Damnation. Yeah, okay, there's no law in this book. What a rip-off. I bought the book for law, not for plastic. You always say it's tasty. It is tasty. It's super tasty. It's super nice, and it's good for people who have low blood sugar levels. But if you got high blood sugar levels, don't have it. I was rough stopping drinking soda, but then I lost like 30 pounds. And no, not for money. Are you sure it's not for money? Because I can imagine losing 30 pounds after stopping it. I tried cutting back on cola, and then my doctor was like, I've got to ask a question. Do you know your blood sugar levels? I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, for the lowest in the entire surgery, well, we call it GP surgery, but the lowest in the entire, of all our patients, and we're a pretty big practice. So there's a lot of patients. You're barely getting enough sugar. I got low sugar levels. Sometimes I feel dizzy, and I get better after some sugar intake. Oh, yeah, you like me then. Nice. I also take glucose tablet. Okay, this should have law, right? This better have law. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sad. I want stories. I want law. Okay. Rackland Flesh Shade. Auric Flesh. Actually, it looks like a fun colour to use. Just, I wouldn't use it for flesh very much. Maybe for some highlights on an orc or like a dead orc. But here we go. 32. Look, it's a female autarch versus...
Index pointing at the viewer emoji. _ Capcom nerd _ Capcom lol.
I'm not a nerd! No. Oh, hi, leveling with a god, solo god of Warfare. How are you? How are you? I'm doing okay. And hello. It better. I was promised story time. Look. Okay, it's a bit thicker than the last one. But let's look. Let's look. Okay, how to paint. More how to paint using Reckon Flesh Shade on all the models of... Law! Yeah, the long war. Long pig. Over many thousands of years, the galaxy has felt the malice of the chaos space. Oh wait, I just realised where I might be struggling a bit with chat. I forgot to move this chat so I could see it better. I forgot you were a cat. I'm not a cat! What? Oh wait, live chat. Live chat. How are you doing with health, General? My health's still... I'm still losing weight. It's not great. It's not great. By the way, when I say I'm losing weight, that's not a good thing for me. I'm already very close to being very, very underweight. It's not good. It's not good. Oh. But over many thousands of years, the galaxy has felt the malice of the Chaos Space Marines, who see their battles as part of a single long war against their enemies. Though their actions are not centrally coordinated, they nonetheless see each other as part of the effort to win against that. To win the victory that ought to have been theirs so long ago. The mighty Iron Warriors breach the lines of the loyalist Imperial Fist. You never breach our lines! Propaganda! Propaganda! They are not breaching the lines of Imperial Fist. They're being surrounded. And look, they're being surrounded. They're surrounded. They're about to be slaughtered. There's a ballistic dreadnought right there. Look, these guys don't stand a chance. Look, they're running right into Gibraltar fire. They're doomed. They're doomed. You can't breach the lines of Imperial. It's impossible to breach the lines of Imperial Fist. Propaganda. You went for stomach checkup too. Yeah. Following the defeat of a siege of Terror, the Chaos Space Marines legions fled into the Eye of Terror. Terror as in terra firma, as in Earth. Eye of Terror as in a big old eye in space staring at you from which chaos spills forth. Eye of Terror. Where they knew the loyalist forces would not follow them, some did. In this nightmarish hellscape, the warp overlaps. The warp is basically hell itself. Overlaps the material universe, and the supernatural energies twist and distort the very fabric of reality. In such a place, madness reigns, and the laws of physics are meaningless. Even time itself is subject to the whims of the gods, and while tens of thousands of years have elapsed since the end of the Horus Heresy.
Oh god, the warp has changed, Mum.
For what? For what? No, war never changes, but for warp sure does. And while tens of thousands of years have elapsed since the end of the Horus Heresy, for those within the Eye of Terror, it may have only been a few centuries, years, or even days. As a result, many of the Chaos Space Marines that wage war on the Imperium today are the very same traitors who fought against the Emperor millennia ago. For them, the war has never ended, and their hatred and bitterness still burns strongly. Let the galaxy burn, but not the bakery. Not my bakery. The bakery doesn't burn. The rage, bitterness, and lust for power that first drove the traitor legion to their heresy has remained undimmed for thousands of years, since they turned their back on the Emperor. Now twisted by power of chaos, they're even more driven to tear down the Imperium. Ooh! What's this cute thing here? Okay, once again, gonna have to turn off the light so that it's not just a bright blob on the screen. There we go, this works. Vengeance Right Large. Vengeance Writ. For thousands of years, a long war has been fought by the traitor legions of the loyalist Space Marines. Fueled by the malice of the Chaos Space Marines, this ancient conflict shows no sign of slowing, only speeding up. Oh, it's a guy who says you can only have 3 men. That's the dude of the game. Look at him. From Space Marine 2. It's him. He's as pale as he is Scottish. Which is just to say he's Scottish. The demon part... Okay, on the date M32. Millennia 32. Millennia 32? What does M32 stand for? I don't know. But on M32, the demon Primarch Perturabo conducts a sacrilegious ritual, cursing Fargewood toil and causing its mechanical hiccup creations to turn into demon-possessed horrors. I have played Space Marine 2. I've completed it except for Operations. I completed the main story. But Operations completely trashed me, folk. Need to get back into it. Cursing Fargewood toil and causing its mechanical creations to twist into demon-possessed horrors. M34 for Night Lords! That's what we're going to make. Perturabo's not based. He's the worst one. He's evil. He's evil. The Night Lord's fleet slips past the Canadian defences and spreads terror across the Scarless sector. A series of boarding actions by the right console Space Marines bring their raids to a halt.
Perturabo is Cupcake's father.
Not true. Not true. I'm a Black Templar. That means Vogel Dawn. Oh. The World Eaters invade. Okay, M35. The World Eaters invade the industrial world of Irad 4. The Ebon Knights mount a defense, and the fighting is so brutal that only a handful of either force survives. Date M41. The World Eaters invade the world of Armageddon. Imperial forces already struggling against the rebellion of the planet finally push back the invaders with the help of the Grey Knights. And then the Grey Knights fight with the Space Wolves. Although some of the Grey Knights support the Space Wolf actions. Date M41. Through the work of Chaos Forces, the galaxy is split asunder by the Cicatrix male dictum. The Cicatrix male dictum. The enemies of Chaos are cut from their allies. And a new age of terror dawns. A captain with Phobos armor is perfectly equipped for recon and infiltration, but all he does is sit up inside his spaceship. I love Sternguard. I've got 30 of them. Veterans of the First Company bring valuable combat experience of the Space Marine armies. Apothecaries are medics who minister for wounded, dying, and dead on the battlefield. They collect the gene seed so Chaos can't steal it. Heavily armoured aggressors can be used to hold the positions or breach enemy lines. What's this dude? Chaos, he's a Chaos Lord! Oh, that dude's a Chaos Lord. Chaos Lords are cunningly strategic commanders and mighty warriors in their own right. Chaos Chosen are amongst the most fanatical warriors of the Chaos Space Marines. Warp's mispossessed mystery of infernal mechanical engines and devices. You can add these guys to Havoc squads. I don't understand why. What
A
the
gene
point
stealer
is doing.
stole my waifu, and now I'm in love with a gene stealer.
No, it's not allowed. Don't fall in love with a gene stealer if it steals your waifu. The possessed the Chaos Space Marines have blended with demons and for war. Yeah. Sometimes literally blended. Like, smoothie, pour them out. What comes out is basically a slurry of Space Marine and Demon. I won the jump catch game. Yay. Thank you. Thank you, Erland. I'm not praising you, but thank you. Look at that cool art. That's a Blood Angel. That's a Blood Angel in Terminator armor fighting a Chaos Lord. It's cute. Oh, there's little Blood Angels with big old shields. Terminators. Traitor stories smash into the lines of the Blood Angels. It looks like they're about to be smashed by the Blood Angels, if I'm entirely honest. The Astartes looked much better equipped and capable. Yeah. Oh my goodness, the Alpha Legion looks so cool in this picture. Look at that. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay, I've decided I'm going to build my Night Lords as part of the Alpha League. Okay, the traitor legions are the sworn enemies of the Emperor and the Imperium. In the thousands of years that they have fought each other, each has developed their own culture drawn from their former identities as Imperial legions, but corrupted by their bitterness and by their exposure to the taint of chaos. In the ages that have passed since so many of the Emperor's most faithful warriors fell to darkness, the Imperium has tried but never succeeded in wiping out their scourge. Instead, these heretic Astartes, twisted reflections of the best of the Imperium, have continued their blasphemous worship of chaos powers and have continued to prosecute their barbarous wars. Each of the different groups has different desires and different methods. Some want only power, sacrificing themselves and others in pursuit of ambition, and some are driven by ancient grudges and resentment, whereas others are still driven by religious fervour, a desire to spread the worship of the chaos across the whole galaxy. Yeah! Look, the Alpha Legion! The Alpha Legion are seasoned warriors who place subtlety and misdirection at the forefront of their plans. So masterful is their use of psychological warfare that none are truly sure whether reports of their deeds are fully accurate or whether they are lies and rumours. Deliberately spread to mislead enemies as to the Alpha Legion's tactics and capabilities. First-hand accounts are rare, but those who have survived an Alpha Legion assault speak of false fronts, sudden attacks, and unexpected ambushes. Well, it wouldn't be much of an ambush if it was expected. World Bearers. The World Bearers are fanatical followers of chaos undivided. Most of their campaigns have religious motivations, and they will fight the last soldier to spread chaos as far across the galaxy as they can. So devoted to the Dark Gods. Oh look, there's a Crab Defiler again. We love it. So devoted to the Dark Gods are they that they are willing to give their bodies over to possession and summon legions of demons to fight alongside them. To do battle for World Bearers is to face a full horror of chaos. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. Hey, Fevers. Being a jerk to me. Iron Warriors. Oh, the worst of it. The worst of the worst. Look at them Iron Warriors. Oh, they're the same Iron Warriors who apparently breached the lines of the Imperial Fist. Look at them. Getting mowed down by Black Templar now for breaching the lines of the Imperial Fists. That's what you get. The little brother will biff you up if you dare hurt the Imperial Fists. Sean Duncan, hi! I'm supposed to be asleep right now, but I saw the stream and thought I'd come just to do this. Hello. Remember, you're amazing. Take care of yourself. Don't forget to hydrate, eat, and stay healthy. No, don't bombard me. Go to sleep instead. Ow, ow, ow. Why, Sean? Why? Rock! We're learning about Iron Warriors. But yeah, go to sleep.
It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, but go to sleep. Go to sleep. It's good for you. It's good for you. You don't want to stay up watching me. But look. Black Templars. Yeah.
Your suffering will help me rest peacefully. Good day, silly vtuber.
I'm not silly. I'm not silly. And my pain, my suffering and pain can never occur. I'm too tough. I'm too tough. Okay, for Iron Warriors are expert siege troops who use attrition and heavy weaponry to overcome enemy defences. We are not as devoted as many traitor legions, having betrayed the Imperium more from their feelings of being used and neglected by the Imperium than from any devotion to the Chaos Gods. I'm not a nerd. You're a nerd. You go and do nerdy things like sports and exercise. I do Chad things, you know, jock things like read comic books. Yeah, Iron Warriors are Chaos. It's Iron Hands who are Imperial. Or Ferrus Manus. They're the guys who are Primarch, Perturabo. Iron Hands are the ones who are Primarch, Ferrus Manus. But here we go for Night Lords, a beautiful, beautiful Night Lords. The Night Lords are raiders and pirates who seek power and riches above all else. They are experts at sowing terror and confusion amongst the foes. They revel in the fear of others. Before engaging the enemy head-on, skies are darkened by ash clouds and infernal screams ring out over fox networks, weakening the resolve of their adversaries. It is then that they strike in vicious assaults. Yeah, look, we're fighting Eldar. Eldar Rangers don't stand a chance. Those 3 Black Templar, 4 of them, sorry, 5 of them, sorry. Oh my goodness, the enemy doesn't stand a chance. There's at least 5 Black Templar there. You know, these guardsmen, I trust them to hold the line against Word Bearers. It's only Word Bearers. For Alpha Legion, you don't even know who they're fighting. Okay, Bond of Honor Part 8. Yes, I know Ferrus Manus. Ferrus Manus is Iron Man. They are just posing. They're posing for the album cover. So, Bonds of Honor, if you don't know, it's a Silver Templar story where the entire thing is that a dude is like leading these neophytes, so space marines in training, through the main chapter fortress of the Silver Templars. And he's telling them a story about this dude, right, who was fighting Tyranids, but while he was going there, like on the back of his Storm Raven or whatever, he accidentally, he was a sergeant. He dropped his gun. But then he got lost in the ruins below them. So he fought against the Tyranids, beat them all up, went to find his gun, couldn't find it, realised that some scavengers had taken it, so now he's hunting down scavengers. Last time we saw him, he found a random ship and blew it up. It might have had Gene Stealers on, I can't remember. I need a cough. Sorry. I was about to try going after the mute button, but it was a bit late. I'm gonna have a drink. Good old water. Okay. Well now. Well. What do we have here then? Anyway. Well now. That meal wasn't too bad, was it? Oh yeah, and I ate some very hard bread. And some water. You see, there's nourishment in dirt if you're hungry enough, and our cooks turn out food that is at least one measure better than soil. But don't settle into our home comforts too much. Nikandor, see how Acreus slumbers next to you? Give him a swift kick, will you? Welcome back, boy. Don't look too scandalized at your friend. You may be hurting now. Would he have tapped you softly instead of awakening you as I commanded him to? I would have had to come over and rouse you myself. No, for my boots are a good deal heavier than his.
If I buy Total Warhammer 3, I'm going to buy the Tomb Kings and Vampire Coast. Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's okay. Tomb Kings and Vampire Coast are definitely some of my, they're definitely fun ones. Vampire Coast do feel like they need a bit of an update. Tomb Kings, actually, I've not really played for much in 3. I've not played for much. Tomb Kings the first one I played in 2, and I really enjoyed the campaign. But I've played a little bit of them in 3, but that was with mods, and it was for specifically for Chaos. Not for Chaos one, for one that likes Nagash. Just because they're least played doesn't mean they're bad. Vampire Coast have some of the most fun units and some fun mechanics. But it's definitely got some of the more fun lords. They're very silly, very funny. Wow, Tomb Kings, 3 armies is just amazing. There's no way to say no to a 3 army. So what if at least played? It's great. We're fine. Cetra. Look, it's Cetra. Cetra does not serve. And that means, that's why for least play, because he doesn't serve. If you're playing as Cetra, then he's kind of serving your command. So as a result, his immense aura of Cetraness just makes Tomb Kings less played, so he serves less people. That's my headcanon. Okay. Anyway. Now, for my boots are a good deal heavier than his, so your friend did you a great favour there. You see, although your shin may be in disagreement. Now, what must I do to keep you all awake? Shall we stand in the cold for a while? It's hard to sleep on your feet. Although I've seen boys try before. It's very possible to sleep on your feet. In fact, I've slept while marching and hiking before. Have you ever dozed off when you're like doing some physical exercise and you continue doing the physical exercise while you're... Yeah, I've done that before. How about a nice one to get used for different places in Colossus? Oh, on Colossus. You like that? You like the sound of that? No? Well, I could go back to a story I was telling you. I'm sure the exploits of Sergeant Askerton and his valiant band of brothers will keep you awake and attentive. Now, there was a squad of Silver Templars in the decrepit old junker. Its crew lay dead, the flames are spreading fast, a small fire of course. It's a little threat to a space marine encased in his armour. But fires in ramshackle ships tend to lead to explosions, and they can be a deal more deadly. If you remember, McAtlas had sighted a flash of an alien craft in the window. About time he had foxed that fist to his brothers because theirs were already aboard. So swift was their pilot's helmsmanship, and so agile was their boarding party that they were immediately among the space marines before any but McAtlas had noticed. Perhaps they were shocked to find that worthless tin can full of some of the Emperor's most deadly warriors. But I think not. With a gunship outside proudly displayed the colours of the Silver Templars, and I think that they must have known. Indeed, the Eldaris seem to have their own strange way of knowing many things. Nonetheless, the squad gave them a heavy fight from the moment they stepped on board, and the ferocity of their reception left the pirates reeling for a moment. Corsairs are Eldari outcasts who have left the strict paths, but the Asayani follow. They strike out in small bands, raiding and looting vulnerable ships. They sometimes work as mercenaries or forge alliances with the Asayani or the Drukari. But most of the time, they make their own way, exploring the galaxy and partaking in all the experiences and sensations that they can. The Eldar I've been making, I purposely made as Corsairs. So it's like a band of Corsair warriors. And their entire thing is that they're all Eldar who have been scarred by the Tyranids of the past, and now make it their life's goal just to kill as many Tyranids as possible. Anyway, fighting in a ship is a strange kind of terror if you've never done it before. Some boarding parties find that blades and other hand weapons are far superior to guns and rifles. But for wars, the spaceship rarely stop around. By blasting an enemy in front of you, you might breach the hull, fire through the engine, or even shoot one of your own brothers who was unlucky enough to be around the corner. Once you realise how complicated it can be, you'll suddenly realise why so many die in close quarters battles. The brothers had the advantage for a second. Brother may have just looked through the ship and knew full well where each corridor led. Not that it was complicated. Yeah, in Horus Heresy they had Breacher Squads, and Breacher Squads are boarding units, and they're all armed with like shields and things like shotguns and smaller caliber bolt guns. Well, maybe not smaller caliber, but generally smaller bolt guns. Can't remember what they call them. Begins with a C. Carbines. Yeah, we have bolt gun carbines. Oh, what did that say on the previous page? Not if it was complicated, mind. But it doesn't matter how simple a layout is if you don't know it and you are still walking blind. Oh goodness, that's a bit fussy, isn't it? And as a Praetorian's command, the men loosed a salvo fire towards the boarding Corsairs, then charged right through them. Two of the pirates were struck by bolts from the brothers' rifles, bursting in a shower of flesh as the projectiles exploded inside of them. Another was thrown aside by Darian as he passed. As the delicate Eldari body struck the floor, its neck broke from the force of its descent. How do you know all of this? You may give this up! Remember that the strength of a Silver Templar is mighty indeed, but that strength is increased still further by the mechanical muscle that encases them under their armour. A brother can easily accomplish feats that you would normally ascribe to heavy machinery, and though we might use ranged weapons as the fancy takes us, an enemy who gets close to one of us is at no advantage whatsoever, and will die just as surely as if they were riddled with bolts at a distance. Therefore, you will not be surprised to hear that it did not take long before the squad were back at their gunship. Mere minutes, in fact, so small was the scrapper's vessel. Askerton took the pilot's seat and pulled sharply away, wheeling around to face a Corsair vessel and let loose a single Hellstrike missile. It impacted squarely with the alien craft, even as their pilot tried in vain to steer it away. As it exploded in a searing shower of light, so did the Junker, as it was moored to the feeble protection of the core finally giving out. There was no elation, but the brothers took a grim satisfaction in a job well done, as the light of the explosions flashed before their eyes. First the missile, then the explosion of the Corsair craft, then finally the Junker. The flashes of light kept reflecting across the screen of the cockpit again and again, even after the fires of their enemy vessel wrinkled out into the vacuum of space. It was then that their brothers realised that the Corsairs were not there for the scrappers, nor for the handful of Silver Templars that they had found aboard the salvage ship. No, they had an enemy that was far more ancient and far more terrible than both, and to their dismay, their squad saw in the distance a great number of Eldari ships doing battle with a vessel of the Chaos Space Marines. Oh, it's cool! The Corsair boarding party makes their surprise entry of an unsuspecting ship. Okay. So how did we not know if a big old chaos ship was nearby? How did we not notice that before? Maybe it was like an Alpha Legion one, and it was like using void shield things to like hide itself. But yeah, that's a bit weird. That must have been like a novice squad of Corsairs, who are effectively equivalent to Eldari Guardians. If I played Fantasy, I'd definitely play Tomb Kings. I was very, very tempted to play Tomb Kings when I first got into Fantasy. Honestly, most of the factions had my interest. Dogs of War, which wasn't... The Dogs of War I might have played if they were the actual faction at the time. They were a faction, it's just they only existed in White Dwarf from the previous edition. But Tomb King's vampire accounts are probably the last two I decided between, and I bought Tomb King skeletons because it's like I could use them for either faction. In the end, I went for vampires though because they had plastic models, they were cheaper, they were newer, and it's like any of the big units you wanted, of the big cool models, you didn't have to bother with metal models, and they were just cheaper. It's like, I wanted Bone Giants, but for all metal. Then, unfortunately, after I started collecting vampire counts, they got a bunch of updates. I was like, oh no, I want the Tomb Kings. I want the Tomb Kings now. We got loads of plastic models, but I was like, nope, I'm just going to stick with my vampire counts instead. Goblins was another army I wanted to make, but I didn't like Night Goblins, and I didn't really do Forest Goblins properly. So, yeah. I played Legions of Nagash in Age of Sigmar. Ooh. Oh, you see, you don't pay for bony boys in Age of Sigmar. Oh. Because they're like the Age of Sigmar Tomb Kings are bony, but the Bone Reapers or whatever they're called. So Shooting Phase. Oh, this is from the core rulebook. Shooting Phase. Strands of Fate. Ooh, the Fate dice of the Eldar. Strands of Fate has a special ability that allows you to use a Farseer's prediction to influence the course of a battle. Before the battle, your Farseer scribes the future for knowledge of events to come. This is represented in the game by your Fate dice, which are used to influence the outcome of certain actions. Yeah. I bet it's just got an entire thing again about Eldar versus Space Marines, I think. Yeah. Yeah, if it was normal Corsairs, like the Corsairs we built. Well, actually, we built 2 squad of Corsairs. One of them was the proper Void Reaver Corsairs, and the other were the Battle Line version, which is basically just a slight step above Guardians. They're more novice Corsairs. If they go to close combat battle suddenly with Space Marines by surprise, they would probably get destroyed. But the other ones, the more experienced ones, would absolutely tear a normal squad of intercessors apart. Or at the very least, if they lost the fight, they would still probably inflict significant casualties. Bone Reapers, yeah. I played a friend of mine's Bone Reapers. OBR. They were fun, but not the skeleton aesthetic I wanted. Yeah. That's one of the things that makes me not want to get into Sigmar sometimes. It's like a lot of the stuff looks fun, but it's often not the aesthetics I want to go for. Like, there's definitely some aesthetics I really like about them, which is why I use their Sigmar models for my army, for my old world armies. But I like mixing them with the old world aesthetic to get a better aesthetic to what I like and want to go for. Oh, yay! Okay, I was worried at first that the Legion heirs didn't have heavy bolters, but they do. I'll probably build these tomorrow with some Night Lord bits. One of the models, though, would have to be replaced. Because next time there will be Havocs. And the Havocs have that big old gun here. And I want to put that big old gun inside this unit. I wanted the dirty skeletons and necromancy. Yeah! Oh, if you want to do the dirty skeletons and necromancy, then you'll definitely like vampire counts. Also, the death rattle skeletons are really fun. I kind of like their aesthetics. Although they're very thin skeletons, they look like the models will break a lot. Legionnaires, how to build them. Oh, look how cool they are. Oh, look how cool they are. And we got law. It's not just how to build them, and then it just immediately ends. Hi, Night Parade. We got law here. We got law. You missed a part of Sergeant Askerton's story. Oh. He's holding a Space Marine head. The warriors of the Black Legion surge over a shattered cityscape to slaughter the loyalist brethren. Look at them go. Look at them go. What's that? Oh, I get what that is. Let me turn this light off, so... I saw this here, I thought it was like a circle of Space Marines. Like they just like formed a wheel. But no, it's just they're on different levels. Oh, it's so silly of me. Yeah, they're just on different levels. I thought it was like a Space Marines that had all formed into a wheel. For fighting Ultramarines, by the way, blueberries. I went with Death Rattle. If they break, it's just because they're constantly being resurrected. Yeah, when I made my vampire counts, I used a lot of Tomb King skeletons because some skeletons were just a lot thicker, they wouldn't break as much, and they were cheaper. The Black Legion has a long and brutal history in the service of chaos. Forged with an eye of terror, the shattered traitor legions, the Black Legion has focused the anger and bitterness of the defeated traitors. The defeated traitors. Sorry. Where am I? The anger and bitterness of the defeated traitors and provided them with a new direction and purpose. Now they seek to tear down the Imperium and bring ruin to the galaxy. The Black Legion is the single largest and most notorious force of Chaos Space Marines in the galaxy. It's many times the size of the Loyalist Marine chapters. Except for Black Templar. Black Templar outnumber everybody. Yuck! Oh. The core of the Black Legion is built around the veterans of the original Sons of the Horus Legion. Their ranks swollen over millennium with other renegades and Space Marine warbands who have joined their cause. The Black Legion may seem like marauding barbarians, but their savagery is matched with hard-won experience. They advance with incredible speed, maintaining punishing fusillades of rune-engraved bolts before closing in to butcher a foe in ritual combat. The Black Legion's sheer size gives it a vast amount of battlefield flexibility. Abaddon the Despoiler, Supreme Master of the Black Legion, is free to prosecute war as he wishes. He may crush a foe beneath the iron tread of the ancient tanks and scuttling demon engines, or dispatch his herald Harlequin Worldclaimer at the head of a screaming host of chainswords, wielding chaos raptors. Most feared of the Black Legion Terminators, an elite brotherhood chosen by Abaddon. When the time to destroy the foe finally comes, they teleport to the heart of the battle to shatter the enemy's resolve once and for all. Hi, Raymond Lamson. Black Templar doesn't have Asamodai in it though, so that automatically less. But no. The Black Templar have the greatest Space Marine who ever lived, Marshal Alderic. Have you seen him at Alderic's Giant Claw? It puts Abaddons to shame. I'm gonna get it. Look. Look, Marshall Alderic might not be canonical as far as anyone else's law goes, but according to my law, this claw is very real. Look at that claw. Look, compare it to that stupid claw that Horus wears and Abaddon wears. Look how big this claw is in by comparison. And look, Horus is way bigger, yet the claw's the same size. His claw's bigger, but Horus is bigger. So that means scale, 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 scale. Way bigger claw. Way better clock. So yeah, our Derek over here, he's just the best. He's simply the best. So way more fun. Way more fun. Millennia ago, the Black Legion were the Sons of Horus, one of the original Space Marine legions. The Sons of Horus were drawn from the brutal industrial world of Cathonia, where aspirants knew nothing but violence and breath, and were forced to survive in hostile conditions through gang warfare. Throughout the Great Crusade, the Legion waged unrelenting war in the Emperor's name and conquered many worlds. Following the treachery of Horus, the Sons of Horus followed their Gene Father in rebellion against the Imperium, only stopping when Horus was slain during the Siege of Terror. Hi, Tony! How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a great day too. Hosts uncounted. The Black Legion recruits ruthlessly from other Chaos Space Marine warbands. Their ranks include warriors from many of the traitor legions, even fanatical worshippers of individual gods. Hiccup! Such as the pestilent plague marines of Nurgle or the mysterious rubric marines of Sinch can be found united under the banner of Chaos Undivided. Abaddon's singular charisma allows him to employ battle tactics that make I'm not a fish. Make a most unique Abaddon's singular charisma allows him to employ battle tactics that make the most unique strengths of their warbands that make up his legions. Calm berserkers charge into battle covered by shrieking sonic weaponry of the Noise Marines with legions in reserve. No, oh, that's a Black Legion Noise Marine. That's so cool. That's a Black Legion Plague Marine. Doesn't even look like a Plague Marine that much. Oh wait, there's a little bit of Plaguey Tube there. I'm at a Black Legion Rubric Marine, a Black Legion Calm Berserker. That's actually cool. It tells you that you definitely don't need to paint them for way that... It tells you that a Calm Berserker doesn't have to be a World Eater. A Rubric Marine doesn't have to be a Thousand Sun. A Plague Marine doesn't have to be a Death Guard. And Noise Marine doesn't have to be an Emperor's Child. Which is great. Having a good day. Yay! Glad. Abaddon! Abaddon! Abaddon for the spoiler! He spoils everything! Don't, if you got something you don't want spoiled, don't tell him. Don't tell him. You gotta be like, I'm gonna watch The Empire Strikes Back later, and he's gonna be like, oh, is it your first time watching it? And you're gonna be like, yeah, and then he's gonna be like, and then he's gonna spoil it. I gotta watch like The Godfather, and he's gonna just be like, hand you a note before it, and you're gonna read it. He's gonna be like, darn it. He's got the cheese touch. He's got the cheesy touch. Yeah, if he was in Doctor Who, do you know when there's like no spoilers? He'll just suddenly sneak into the image and just be like, from the corner of the screen and be like, ha! And he's just gonna spoil everything. It's gonna be like, ha! Do you know Rose? Not Rose. What is her name? I forgot. With a song. With a song? Yeah, she's your wife. And also, she's the daughter of your companion. Also, she might have a bit of Time Lord DNA in there. Just spoiling everything. That's what it's going to be like. He'll just be spoiling everything all the time. It'll be bad, it'll be mean, and it'll be... Abaddon arrives to battle flanked by his elite Terminator honor guard. Yeah. Yeah. That's what Abaddon's like. That's why everyone hates him. Because he spoils everything. It's said that the Emperor wanted to finally sit down and watch... What do you want to watch? Adventure Time? No. That's not a big spoil thing. Gravity Falls! And then Abaddon just spoiled the entire ending. And he pointed out like every single thing. They're like, you know, the Easter eggs where if you rewatch a show, you're like, oh my goodness, that was early on. And it's like, nope. Nope, he's pointing them all out beforehand. And so by the time you get to the end, the Emperor's just like, I wasted my life. And then he was like, I wasted my life. And then he just started to die. And so they had to put him on the golden throne to keep him alive. Because Gravity Falls got spoiled by Abaddon the spoiler. I'm joking. That's not how it works. I've taken this bit way too far. I take him a bit too... It's fine. It's fine. You love it when I take a bit too far. Abaddon the Despoiler is perhaps the most feared and renowned Chaos Lord of the galaxy. For 10,000 years, he has worked tirelessly to undermine the Imperium. Through genius, might, and the blessings of all four Chaos Gods, Abaddon has sworn to tear the Emperor from his throne and begin a dark new empire of his own. Oh! Exercise time! Never! Abaddon the Despoiler was instrumental in the birth of the Imperium. If he has his way, he will also be the harbinger of its death. Formerly known as Ezekiel, Abaddon, first captain of the Sons of Horus, he was once a loyal servant to the Emperor and fought as a mighty warrior in his name. Today he is known as Abaddon the Despoiler, chosen of all four of the Chaos Gods. Abaddon is a being singular, of singular will and drive. No other living being has proven able to harness the power of chaos as he has. Abaddon has forged his own dark paths. Through ruthlessness and charisma, he has gained the loyalty of numberless Chaos Lords and absorbed their warbands into his own. Where other Space Marine legions have broken down under infighting or clung to past glories, Abaddon has transformed the Black Legion into a credible instrument of war. Abaddon is a master planner. Every battle he fights is part of a grand strategy, and every step brings him closer to his ultimate goal, the destruction of the Imperium. Isekai. No, it's not Isekai, it's Ezekiel. 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 Ezekiel? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's E-Z-E-K-Y-L-E. Wait, what does that say? Abaddon arrives. Oh yeah, flanks by his Terminator. Look at all those Terminators. Draknian. Oh, that's Abaddon. Look at his big old claw. Pathetic. That claw's pathetic. Now this is a claw. Talon of Horus. Talon of your mom. That's just your mom's thing. Do you know where you put your fingernails on? Your fake nails. Yeah, that's just what happens. That's just his mom's fingernails. Pretend it's a powerful weapon. Ezekiel. But it says Kyle, not Keel. Dracnian is a demon, sword of incredible power. The entity that is contained within its cursed blade has terrorized humanity since its earliest days. Now it serves Abaddon. Dracnian's edge can sunder reality itself. No ordinary armor can protect from it. Any slain by the blade find their souls trapped within it, doomed to eternal torment. This guy could win. This guy could win. To be funny. To be honest, the funny thing about him, he fell off and I broke his hand off. It's fine. I just broke his claw off. See, his claw's so heavy. But it's fine. It's fine. Oh, how big is that base? Same size. Yeah, one of the things I was doing when I was testing out my character was I tested out how well he would do against Abaddon because I'm like, this is funny. Let's test how well he'll do. I was just using the basic stats for, okay, a Black Templar character, getting the captain in Graphis armor, giving him a power fist, giving him one of the Black Templar enhancements, put him in a squad of his apothecary friend, and throw him against Abaddon with a squad of his own. And I realised that he won over 50% of the time in terms of like calculating averages. It was like, what? Abaddon sucks. Now Abaddon has like an entire set of rules. So like my guy's just good in combat. Abaddon has a bunch of things that power up those around him. So I also think Abaddon might have had new rules since then. I'm very good at breaking my models, by the way. Plastic glue. Okay, that works. Hopefully. A mark of Chaos Ascendant. Abaddon is one of the only beings to bear the blessing of all four Chaos Gods. What I like here is he says one of the only. Not the only, or one of two. Because what that means is you can headcanon your own characters having, you know, the blessings of all four Chaos Gods. And still pretend it's part of the lore, or still feel that it is a possible part of the lore. There are others in canon who have all four marks, though. But usually it's very rare that Games Workshop ever has a piece of lore that says finite. Like, this is the only way it can possibly be. Like, this dude is definitely this, and the only one, no one else can be. Very rare. And that's what I like about it. Each fights for his soul, offering a share of their enormous power to the despoiler in hope that he will submit to them and them alone. Abaddon can draw on Khorne's bloodlust, Lanesh's speed, Tzeentch's cunning, and Nurgle endurance in battle. Did Abaddon write those pages? It seemed far too impressive. Yeah, it's just part of Abaddon's propaganda, you know. Or Games Workshop's propaganda of Abaddon. I do find it funny how I feel they purposely lean into these types of things. Like, Abaddon, as scary as he is on the battlefield, and like he is sort of Primarch level, he is still very, very defeatable. And always has been. Like, funnily so, like, you could have a normal character. Like, as I said, my Graphis captain can actually beat him in combat. And it's always been possible that he can be beaten. And like Calgar's beaten him before. There's a decent chance, I think, still even now, Calgar could beat him one-on-one. I think it still favours Abaddon. But yeah. I find that fun. I just find it is like with the entire thing of like the Great Crusade. He basically lost a battle until he had a hissy fit and threw away half of his legion just to blow up the planet. And even then it starts getting undone immediately by Gulliman just waking up and going, darn it, gotta stitch up this wound in the galaxy itself. I find it funny. The Talon of Horus is you got all this thing about, him uniting things, yet he's constantly having to fight against his own legion in his stories. And like his own commanders and stuff. Either not following his orders perfectly, either he just got Angron going, "Hey Abaddon, do you know where you got this great plan? Yeah, well, I'm gonna completely ignore it and go just attack this thing over here. Hope you don't mind." It's like, yeah, it's like, oh. As long as you're not the only one. Oh, I saw Fulgrim pass by here earlier, by the way, and he also going to do stuff. The way you were hoping that the Blood Angels would get wiped out by the Tyranids? Well, about that. Apparently he's very concerned about the Lion returning. He would be. The Lion is, I think out of all the Primarchs at the moment, he's like meant to be one of the best in combat. Like, I think like in terms of just stats on the tabletop, he's still comparable to Angron and Fulgrim and everything else, despite not being a demon Primarch and despite being old. The Lion in many regards though is like the greatest of the Primarchs. Maybe not any one thing potentially, but probably as an all-rounder he's better than everyone else. Like, he's not quite as good at Gulliman when it comes to, just being a bureaucratic person. A diplomatic bureaucrat and doing all the logistics stuff. But he is very good at it. He might not be as well-read as Magnus and well-researched, but he is incredibly well-read and well-researched. He might not be quite as good as Sanguinius in martial combat, but he is still probably second to him. He might not be as good tactically at sieging as the Iron Warriors or as Perturabo, but he's not far off. He might not be as good at the defense as Rogel Dawn, but he's not far off. It's like all of these things, he's not far off any of the Primarchs in what they can do, but overall he's probably the best. Arguably anyway. So it's definitely a reason to be afraid of him returning. And it's very arguable he should have been the War Master and not Horus. And that had he been the War Master, then perhaps the Imperium may have never fallen. That being said, you just have to look at his chapter. What happened to his chapter? It got cut in half, and then what became of it afterwards is crazy stuff. That being said, the Lion, when he returned, it has grown out a lot of his flaws from when he was younger. And while he might be older now, and maybe not in his prime, he's a lot wiser, a lot more calm, and a lot more dangerous as a whole. But the Talon of Horus is a relic of the Horus heresy, the fated weapon that slew the Primarch Sanguinius. Abaddon won the Talon in battle against the clone of Horus himself. Since that day, it has claimed countless more lives, whether at range with its built-in bolter or in blood-soaked melee. People have been wondering, by the way, if a clone of Fulgrim will ever come back into the game, and that will get clone Fulgrim as a Primarch for the Loyalists. Because that would be really funny if they did, and then you could have Fulgrim versus Fulgrim. The Planet Killer. The Planet Killer is the most feared vessel in Abaddon's fleet. Unlike many other Chaos battleships as an ancient craft from the Imperium's early days, the Planet Killer was constructed in the Eye of Terror. Every weapon and every inch of armor plating on this terrifying craft comes with unnatural power. Planet Killer is no mere name. The battleship's Armageddon gun is capable of blasting apart entire worlds with warp energy. Well, why did you do it on Cadia then? Oh, the Darkness End Part 1! Water! Tasty, tasty, tasty water. Licking? Oh, flickering glass spots illuminated the wreckage of a gutted cathedral in a harsh strobing flare, making it appear as if time had slowed down. Shah Arkeel strode forward, heedless of the incoming fire. Coloured fragments of glass crushing beneath his heavy ceramic boots, and with each step, he ignored the white-hot flashes that burst across his huge form, barely feeling anything more than the slightest patter as he found their mark. His power armor was all but invulnerable to such an assault, and he smiled beneath his helm, seeing the fear on the soldiers' faces as they arrived at this conclusion themselves. He was an ancient terror, a figure of myth striding out of bygone age to wreak his revenge. He raised his ornate bolt pistol, a huge boxy weapon, and opened fire. His shots exploded upon impact, shredding armor and flesh alike. The surviving soldiers fell back, hunkering down behind a broken statuary of martyred saints and imperial heroes for cover, murmuring prayers of salvation as the visage of a god emperor, wrought in stained glass, looked down upon them from above. From the shadows, Arkeel could see the emerging forms of other black-armored giants, guns blazing and chainsaws growling. Each was a veteran of a long war, survivors of a rebellion against the Emperor's tyranny 10,000 years ago, and they had fought side by side for millennia. As they closed in upon their hapless prey, Arkeel ignited his power sword, wreathing the ancient blade in cackling lightning, and charged. He'd pitied them, really. He had been like them once, human, weak. His mind drifted back to an earlier existence, amid tangled streets and urban decay. Memories of this time were vague and hazy, like the skyline of a pollution-choked city, in which he had spent what might laughably be called his childhood. He dimly remembered being driven by hunger and fear, stalking the lawless ruins as part of a Caphonian street gang, killing and stealing just to survive. That was before they came, the Emperor's warriors, the Space Marines. They used the industrial wasteland of his home planet as a recruiting ground, where it provided valuable raw materials of their needs. Youths, hardened by violence and cruelty. The perfect specimens to become Space Marines, just as precious minerals and ore were extracted from beneath the planet's surface to feed the Imperial war machine. The planet's population were another resource to be harvested and exploited. They had taken him and reshaped his flesh and his mind, turning him into the perfect weapon. He had never known fear again. Oh, that's cool. Oh, there's more! That's a lot more! But Arkeel's thoughts returned to the present. The human soldiers had died quickly, hopelessly outmatched by the Chaos Space Marines. Their broken corpses lay rent and bleeding upon the ground. Arkeel looked on as Smollett, Sockwell, peered down at the pooling blood and spilled entrails, his scarred features inscrutable as he interpreted the gory tableau before him. For a sign from his demonic patrons. Arkeel felt a mixture of awe and unease come over him. Sockwell was apprenticed to the Black Legion sorcerers, and he seemed to be able to commune with the forces beyond the veil of reality. His ability to speak to the demons of the warp granted him great power and insight, leading Arkeel to wonder whether Sockwell was truly content to serve or if he secretly harboured other ambitions. While he might someday prove a threat to Arkeel's leadership, for now at least, he was useful. After a moment of contemplation, Sockwell raised his head. That which we seek is near, my brothers, he rasped. That which we seek is near, my brothers. He rasped, his voice an almost reptilian hiss. It is hidden beneath this place. The dark gods have shown me the way. Akil led his squad down into the grinding catacombs beneath the cathedral. Polished skulls and scrimshard bones were set into the alcoves that lined the dark passageways. Generations of priests and saints whose reward for a lifetime of service was to be interned within the walls. Their empty sockets looked sightlessly upon the intruders as they passed by. Everything about the Imperium sickened him. A carrion empire ruled by a corpse emperor. The empire he and his brothers had fought to build so long ago had been slowly decaying for 10,000 years, enslaved to the worship of a false god. He and his brethren would be the ones to deliver the death blow, just as they would bring the death to this planet, but first they needed power. Power was something that Akil understood. He had learned of true power many millennia ago. The power that the Emperor in his cowardice had sought to conceal from his followers. As a great crusade had needed Zenith, Akil and his brother Space Marines had conquered some far-flung world for the Imperium. Back then his armour had been the dark green of a sea in a storm, and he had marched beneath banners bearing the Imperial Eagle. He was one of the sons of Horus, the chosen warriors of the War Master. He had made planetfall, and within a matter of days the world's cities were inflamed and its armies were scattered. Only one force held out against the onslaught. Akil had the honour of being amongst the warriors to take part in the final battle in their desperation, the defenders had summoned creatures from the Imperium to aid them. Creatures that the narrow-minded Emperor had taught them did not exist. But surely he knew that their power could threaten even his rule. They had witnessed their supernatural might as they had cut through Salamite power armor and overturned battle tanks. Gods and demons did exist. He had been lied to. In that moment, Akil began to doubt everything that he had been conditioned to believe as a space marine. A few short years later, he had joined his fellow legionnaires as they cast off the yoke of imperial tyranny and embraced the true gods. Technically, they're not gods. They're more like warp entities and thoughts and feelings. The word true gods, but the Necrons kind of blew them up. A sudden movement in the shadows broke Akil from his recollections. He briefly glimpsed tall humanoid forms in the darkness of the passage, but just as soon as they appeared, they were gone. Even the Chaos Champion's genetically enhanced senses had struggled to follow their swift movements. Suddenly there was another burst of movement, and the Arctos senses in Akil's helm lit up with warning messages. He felt dozens of impacts ricochet against his armour. Many ricocheted of the ancient Solamite merely scratching the surface, but some bit deep. Reaching towards his chest, he pulled free a razor-sharp disc that had lodged in his armour and held it between two fingers. The design was elegant, deadly, and alien. Akil recognized immediately Eldar. So the meddlesome Xenos had come to thwart me once again, he thought, but this time they will not have the satisfaction. Oh, Akil! What a great dude. Legionnaires are the heart of the Space Marine raiding forces. Each Legionnaire in a war band matches the might of a Space Marine with centuries of experience and the blessings of a Dark God. Ooh. Yeah. That's how the Chaos Space Marines keep up with Primaris, by the way. They got all their veteran experience and also empowered by Dark Gods and Chaos. And not the limitations of, for Empire, Imperium. Like Imperium, if you end up when they make Space Marines, they're not going to just fill you with a concoction of, random juices. But the Chaos people will, and it'll make you bigger, it'll make you stronger, it'll make you dumber. Basically just fill you with more steroids than you really should have. Oh look, Eldar versus Chaos. Nice. Oh, it's a Forge Fiend. That should not be that close to the enemies. I got one of them recently. Okay. We got the final magazine here. The fourth magazine had no lore in it. It was sad. You wanted story time. Okay, the one thing I wish they did do with the basis is have them in the little baggies rather than all just free in here. Because it's very easy to lose bases, you know. But yeah, here's the final sprue for our Legionnaire kit. It's pretty cool. Got a melter gun. And bolt guns and bolt pistols. Oh, and cool heads. Yeet. But let's move them over here. Because we got, oh, that's a cool image. That's an old image too. Look at those big old shoulder pads. Look at them Podwins. His hands working again. Oh, he fell off. He fell over again. Okay. Heavy bolter. Yeah. I like heavy bolters. They're fun. I like heavy bolters in 10th edition because they can do 2 damage each. And they got sustained hits. They'd be cool. How to paint your Space Marines. Works in progress. Oh, that's cool. Or the 13th Black Crusade. Oh, the 13 Black Crusade, sorry. Oh, it's a cool image up there. Oh. What was that? There's a big old Chaos Manta Ray. Oh no, that's a Helldrake. Oh, it's Titans! Titans! Are they World Eaters? Word Bearers? World Eaters? Black Legion? I have no idea. Oh look, it's a Warhound, and a Reaver. I want a Reaver Titan vest up. I think they're the coolest looking Titans, the Reavers. I don't want one with a power fist because it looks cool. I think it would be useless in, you know, actual battle, but, you know, it looks cool. But for 13 Black Crusades, it's been 13 of them. And 13th one was kind of successful. Not as successful as Archaon's, you know, final invasion that created Age of Sigmar. The Black Crusades are a horrifying incursion of Chaos Space Marines into the Imperium. They are led by great warlords who take their troops into Imperial territory to continue the long war against their ancient enemy. Of all the Black Crusades, the best known are those that are led by Abaddon the Despoiler. The 13 Black Crusades of Abaddon the Despoiler were some of the worst chaos attacks known to the Imperium. Over thousands of years, citizens lived in fear of another apparently unpredictable attack from deep in the Eye of Terror. However, these were not the poorly coordinated raids that many took them for, and the Imperium had misunderstood the genius behind Abaddon's plans. Each crusade weakened some vital objective throughout the galaxy, many of which were barely understood by even the wisest leaders of the Imperium. Finally, during the 13th Black Crusade, Abaddon's plans came to fruition. The largest Chaos army ever seen descended on the galaxy and the fortress world of Cadia. After a deadly struggle, the army tore down the mysterious pylons of the planet, destroying Cadia, and began a chain reaction that led to the formation of a Great Rift. The forces of Chaos threatened to overwhelm Imperial defenders. Yeah! There's Custodes down there. There's Custodes down there. And Blood Angels. It looks like Blood Angels. Oh, and a Redeemer Dreadnought. And more Custodes. And more Blood Angels. Oh, I think they're a bit outdone by the giant Titans there. I don't think any amount of Custodes. I don't think, 10 Custodes is going to save you from 3 Titans. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought that was a really weird building there. I thought it was like a cathedral tank. No, it's just a cathedral behind a tank. Behind a Land Raider. Ooh! That's gross looking depiction of Khan. That looks like something from Doomslayer. Oh, not Doomslayer, Doom Eternal, the game. Oh, plasma guns. Force weapons. But here we go. Ooh! Imperial dates of the Crusade. In the Imperium, dates are recorded by the millennium after an M. So 41st millennium is written as M41. In front of the face are 3 digits showing the year within the millennium. Okay, so 781 of M31. The first Black Crusade came. Abaddon invades the area around Cadia. His armies lay waste to many worlds, and Abaddon recovers a potent demon sword. The second Black Crusade in 597 M32. So, 816 years later. Abaddon forces storm the Inquisitor stronghold of Nemesis, Tessera, and tear down structures called Eldritch Needles. 909 M32, the third Black Crusade. While the Space Wolves battle a demon prince, Abaddon's forces desecrate the tomb of a saint, thwarting an ancient prophecy. The fourth Black Crusade. Abaddon and his army lay siege to the citadel of Prolamark. They shatter an ancient barrier and kill all inside. The fifth Black Crusade. Abaddon's army destroys many cities and temples across the Elysia sector, seeking out and breaking the warp seals that held psychic mutation checked across the area. Hi, 2500! Hello! How you doing? We're currently learning about the different crusades. The sixth Black Crusade in 723 the fifth was in 723 M35. The fourth was in 001 M34. The sixth is in 901 M36. Abaddon and the Sons of Eye invade the Forge World of Orkreef, slaying its defenders and destroying its flux cage structures. I always find it weird that they managed to continue counting for millennia. It's like, I wonder, is it actually exactly 40,000 years after, I say exactly, you know, very close to 40,000 years after today. Well, 38,000 actually. Or is it not as accurate as we think it is? So in 811 M37, the 7th Black Crusade, on the world of Makan, Abaddon leads his forces in a bloody fight against the Blood Angels, and both sides sustain huge losses. The 8th Black Crusade in 999 M37. Across the Sectum Obscurus, Abaddon's forces sacrifice precious numbers of Imperial citizens to Siege. Precise numbers, sorry. By the time the pattern is identified, it's too late to stop Abaddon. 537 M38. Abaddon's army destabilized the area around the fortress of Cancaphalus, allowing them to conduct rituals unimposed. In 001 M39, Abaddon's allies with Iron Warriors and invades the Medusa system. They assault the capital world and battle the Iron Hands chapter of Space Marines. 301 M39. 11th Black Crusade. Abaddon arrives in the path of a war. He captures a host of orc weird boys and uses his psychic force to weaken reality. The 12th Black Crusade. Abaddon assails the Gothic sector. He destroys a store and makes his escape into the Eye of Terror with 2 Blackstone fortresses. 999 M41. The amassed armies of chaos invade Cadia. They tear down a series of pylons of a planet, allowing a warp storm into the galaxy that led to the formation of the Great Rift. Khorne is one of the ancient chaos gods. a being of endless malice, who is worshipped by many followers. Khorne is known by many names. To some, he is a blood god, to others, he is a lord of battle. Whatever the title he is honoured with, the name becomes synonymous with death, rage, and bloodshed. Khorne is nothing but a being of pure wrath and violence, and it matters not whether it is his foes or his followers whose lifeblood is spilled to feed his unquenchable thirst and lust for death and battle. It matters not whose blood is spilled, only that it is spilled. Khorne is depicted as a towering figure of great might, clad in brazen armour and sealed upon a gigantic throne, which sits upon a mountain of skulls. In his hand is a sword of utmost destructive power, the Dread Blade, known as Woebringer to some and Warmaker to others. It is said that when Khorne swings his sword, reality is rent asunder. Allowing the demons of Khorne's legions to spill out from the immaterial material space to prosecute their master's bloody designs. Khorne is one of the ancient chaos gods of a being of endless malice worshipped by heretics across the galaxy. Scarband! Scarband is an eldritch terror who once dared to challenge Khorne himself. As a punishment, he was stripped of all but his pain and torment, and now he is nothing more than a murderous weapon. As Scarband. He's a silly Billy. We killed him with Squigs. Oh, I thought it was Cuptle. Gosh, I'm not a cat. I just have some fondant on my hair with some fluff in it. But yeah. He's fighting a demon prince. Remember when we were playing Total War and I just drowned Scarband in Squigs and he actually died to it? That was great. I loved that. It wasn't just Scarband, the entire army with him, but Squigs still took care of him. It was like, oh no, Scarband's attacking us from the south when we weren't expecting it. It's like, all we have is a bunch of Squigs. Throw the emergency Squig army at him. It worked. That was unfair. It's Scarband. Look. Look. If he can't beat a bunch of Squigs, he doesn't deserve to be forgiven by Khorne. Skull Octus. Whatever the legions of Khorne do, battle. Battle Royale. Battle Royale! Khorne time, that means Battle Royale. Battle Royale 2,500. Oops, that says 25,000. Ack. Lad, I beat you to it. And I gave him far more than 10. Oh no. Okay, who's actually winning the battle? Well, the battle goes on. I'll read. Model combat. No, don't scale everyone down. It's going to take us forever to reach each other. Look at me down there, so tiny. Oh, I just killed somebody. I'm sorry. I just killed somebody else. I'm sorry again. I just got hit in the back. Oh, Native Engine almost got me. I got to take out Ceridwen though. Oh no, Ceridwen beat me. No! Sean got vengeance for me. 2,500 versus Sean. Sean won. It's now Talan versus Sean, but on the other side of a globe to each other. Or might as well be. Talan's got very low health. Sean just dominated him. Oh, now he's the correct size. Baby mode activate. No, you tried making... You know that you're too used to being so small. So you decided to make everyone small so that you'd have the advantage, but you weren't counting on Sean also being used to being tiny. Yeah, Sean Duncan has a lot of money now. Good on you. Blood Crushers. Blood Crushers are heavy cavalry of Khorne. demonic legions. Blood-lettered demons sit astride the juggernaut mounts, ready to stampede toward the enemy lines and break even the strongest position. To be fair, blood crushers and the like are incredible. Anything on a juggernaut is incredibly scary. It's... Even if you throw a bunch of dragons at them, it hurts. Wherever the legions of Khorne do battle, there is monuments to their bloodthirsty patron in the form of skull altars. Khorne's faithful fight even harder in their presence to bring tribute to their mighty lord. I also think skull altars can like form portals. At least that's how we used them in the past for games, where like demons could spill from them. That's back when your demons had to scatter, but if you had an altar nearby, you could just summon them straight from the altar. No rolling to see if they come in, no rolling to see if they scatter. Skull cannons. A skull cannon is a vile fusion of mechanical and demonic. Dedicated to Khorne, these monstrous creations of flesh and steel rain down doom on the cowering foes of chaos. That thing looks so cool. So cool. Weapon abilities. Pistols, assault weapons. Look at this, heavy bolters. These are just rules again. You can find them online. All the different weapon types. Lightning claws, so cool. K-Shard. Assault cannon, missile launcher. That looks ancient. Flamethrower, again looks kind of ancient. Melter gun, bolt gun, shotgun, sniper rifle. Oh, bolt sniper, I think. Oh, is it just a normal sniper? I'm not sure. Plasma pistol, plasma gun, heavy bolters. Yeah. On another scenario for battling. Oh, it's these guys. With some Eldar. Victory for Cinch. Oh, it's chaos versus random opposition, so it could be these guys. Could be other guys. Could be a mixture of guys together. Or just some Tyranids, or just some of them. Okay, that's fine. Well, that's the magazines for today. Wasn't as much lore as we used to. That's sad. I guess it makes sense. Not every book's gonna be a banger. That's all of them though. We could build some models now if we want to. I can show off some models actually. I'll show off what I got recently. 5 10, not enough pictures of hot Eldar ladies. You missed them all to land. There were like 2 books where it was just nothing but pictures of hot Eldar ladies. Here we go. I got them. Nemesis claws. There's our Night Lords. Night Lords, Chaos Space Marines. Down here. Yeah. Got lots of spare bits to convert to other Marines into them. But also, I got this. Eldar lady. Look at her. And also, I got these things. Armor guards. These armor guards I'm not planning to build as normal armor guards. Instead, I'm planning to cut them to pieces and use them as trophies for my Eldari. Where did you get these? From the shop. From the online shop. Actually, these we got ages ago. We just not opened them yet because we've been waiting for the Chaos Marines to arrive.
Mum, do I get Warhammer 3, Doom Dark Ages?
Or Doom Dark Ages? Don't know, depends what you want from a game. Personally, I'd say Warhammer 3. But it's up to you. Yeah, first check if your PC can run either of them. Or whatever system you're using. It might be. Warhammer 3 should be on sale right now. If it's not, then I think it still should be. So what I would probably do is buy the games on sale and then wait for Doom for Dark Ages to go on sale and play it. Well, that being said, the hype would be gone for Doom for Dark Ages by the time we play it if we wait for it to go on sale. It is on sale. Ooh. Yeah. I think some of the DLC go on better sales. But yeah, we got an R-Talk finally. Got a silly little base. We don't need instructions. Oh, it does have 2 chest plates. One for male and one for female. We'll build ours as female. This is the cheapest all games have ever been. Are you sure it's the cheapest they've ever been? If that's true, then buy them all! I swear they've been cheaper. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Ooh. Yeah, so our Eldar R-Talks, right? Our Eldar, who are R-Talks. No, for Eldar who are pretty cool. They are... What's the best way? Do you know they are aspect warriors, like striking scorpions and stuff like that? Well, rather than going down just a single path, they've effectively, if not mastered, they've gone quite far down like each of the warrior paths. Maybe not all of them, but at least 2 or 3 of them. And they've become like, and they're like the warlords, one who leads the army. And even the Farseers are like, yeah, whatever you say is probably good. I would spend almost $200 on all the DLC. It's not about what you want to do, it's what you have to do. I can understand that. I don't know if you go to like one of the key sites, if you might be able to get them cheaper. But maybe. Don't need all the DLC. Only get the DLC for other factions you want to play as. Don't tell people to buy stuff off key sites. Look, I've done it. Why no key sites aren't illegal? Well, some of them aren't. But no, if you go to the actual legal ones, they're not illegal. Why is it he's disappointed? What? Key sites aren't illegal, are they? They're not doing piracy stuff. They advertise on mainstream television. Key sites aren't scalping games either. Digital copies of games aren't like limited edition for most part. These what? Okay. You know, Helan's bullying me again. He hates me. And just of that, I'm going to end the stream now. Because he's mean to me. I'm joking, I'm not going to. Oh. Okay, what do I want to do though? What do I want to give mine? I think I wanted to give mine a fusion pistol. I don't want to give him the big old Reaper auto cannon. Look at that, we got a big old rocket launcher. Oh! Ah! 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 Oh! Ah! Oh! Ah! Oh! Yeah. Thought I'm flipping it. Do. Gotta move these things. I'm going to build. I need to get my spare parts actually. I want some spare parts. Give me a moment. Yep, I got a box of Corsair Void Scared here. Well, we built them already, but they got plenty of spare parts for us to convert our Artark into a Corsair. Won't you even tell you why they are bad? Keep being wrong. Okay, maybe they are bad. I don't know. Now I'm mildly worried. But whatever. Whatever. Why is what brown? Talan, stop being colorblind. Do. We just snip this here. I want more Age of Sigmar games, but for only... I think there's more than 2. You got the Underworlds game or whatever, that's also Age of Sigmar. I need to open up my Eldar thing so I can remember what he's meant to be armed with, or she is meant to be armed with. Eldari, Nameless Crows, Artark. She's got a Starglaive and a Dragon Fusion Pistol. What does a Reaper Launcher do? Pretty cool. What does a Fusion Pistol do? Oh, pretty cool. And she's a Timeless Strategist. There we go. Stormguard and Realm of Ruin. Oh, we need an Age of Sigmar Storm Vermin. I'm looking at the heads. Okay, that's a terrible head. I don't want that one. Oh, but we could give her that head. That's a cool head. Like a ranger head. There we go. You made a plush. I made you a cupcake plush. It for you. Oh. Like an actual cupcake plushie. Like a plushie in the shape of a cupcake. Oh. I want a cupcake shaped like a... I want a cupcake shaped like a plushie. I want a plushie shaped like a cupcake. Oh, goodness. My words are breaking today. Oh, it's got 2 heads. That one looks more like a Farseer head. That one looks more like a cool Artark head. You can have a warp spider back if you wanted it to. But I want to give it a big old cape. Don't want to give it a flag. Maybe a flag. Flag would be great for, like, putting trophies on. And then we put this here. Like that. Okay, yeah, that's how it works. Good. But no, you want to be snipped away. I need to actually contact one of my Fijian people. About some music. Not got him back to me yet. Okay, which of these is meant to be a fusion pistol? Because none of them look like a fusion pistol. That looks like a fusion gun. That one. The Thegen. Talk about from like for indigenous carpenters. No, Thegen like for artists and stuff as a music person. I hired. And they said they'll get back to me after a week. It's like, it's been a bit longer than a week now. Do, 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 do. It did say. Oh, there's a leg. Don't exactly have a spare fusion pistol to give them. This is definitely what I want to give him though. Then we just got a fusion gun. Okay, I've got to look at the stat line again. Maybe the fusion gun is... No, Dragon Fusion Gun's different. Okay, you go like this. A big old cape. Big old cape's nice. Then we got a spear. I need to just get rid of some of the sprue here. Spear. I mean, we could have a spear going up like that. It should be pretty fine. Be up like this. I kind of want to go down. How is it on the box? Goes up. So on the box, I have it more like that, going like that. I want to go like that though. Yeah. Okay, let's get the other leg on. There we go. I'm looking at the different heads I can give it. With different arms and stuff we've got. Ooh, that's a cool head. It reminds me of the Sisters of Silence head though. Some knives, power sword. Oh. Well, how many heads are there? Well, in this kit there's 3 heads, and in this kit there's like 6 heads. So between them, so you got like this head here. I've only got this head here. I've only got like this head here. And you have, where are they? These 3 heads here. And then you've got this head. And then that head. And you've also got this head. So it's pretty, you know, pretty good choices. I'm going for a Corsair, so obviously I want to go for a head that's a bit more... feels more like a pirate. You know, not just a noble warrior, but somebody who is a bit crazed and reckless. A monster hunter. Yeah. Oh gosh, the sword's a bit... the speed's a bit bent, isn't it? There you go. Okay, then you've got the little shield generator Yu-Gi-Oh! Jewel disc on him. There you go. Gotta remember to keep enough spare parts of Howling Banshees to convert them to Dual Disc. That's me. Okay, I've also got a bunch of spare parts down here. Oops. Now that's the old world spare parts. The Xeno spare parts are in here.
Mum, you have spare parts in your head.
I don't have spare parts in my head, but I'm using them all. Oh no, wait, that's not the Xeno spare parts. Give me a mo. Give me a mo. Wait, some of them might be. Found them! Right in the Tyranid box. Now we could give her a big old Tyranid sword.
Mum, I think the pollen is making you sneeze.
The pollen is making me sneeze. It's true, we could go for a Guardian head. You know, actually perfect head for an Eldar. Just give her a big old gene stealer. What other arms do we have in here? Yeah. I don't have many spare left arms in here, unfortunately. Yeah, it's mostly just right arms, and I'm just not pitching for a right arm right now. That's a right arm. Oh, whatever. Okay. I do have another idea, though, in here. Got plenty of left arms without hands, but I think I saw something. Wait, let's think. Is that left or right hand? Oh, darn it, that's a right hand. Never mind. No one has a fusion pistol in any of these things. Okay, we're just gonna have to give her... It's kind of sad that it doesn't actually come with a fusion pistol, but it does. Okay, what weapon would I want? Makes more sense to give her the splinter pistol. And then just claim just got a fusion pistol. Alternatively, I could equip her with a power sword. Have a dual wielding. Nah, I don't like that head on it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this medal head. I think this is a good head to go for. This one. It's feminine, but it's dangerous as well. Feels like a pirate. And aggressive at the same time. Then I can put into her other hand. I think I'll go for power sword. Now which one? There's two power swords in here. That's one of them. And the other one is this one. I think I'll go with this one. Yeah. I was hoping it'd be more like angled upwards. I guess it's hard to angle upwards with that thing there. Sure. No, that looks silly. Maybe like that. Oh, we've got some sprue I need to clip off here. There we go. Blue. Maybe it'll be best. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Like she's preparing to attack and defend at the same time. Yeah. There we go. Hey, Fever's so mean. Where's my nose? Eh. Tissue. Tissue. Eh. And then we take our little head here and go, wah. Yeah. Okay. She's like ready. She's ready to stab you. She is. Then we'll take the little flat. Do we want to give her a warp spider shoulder pads? That'd be interesting. Nah, don't think so. Let's give her the flag. No. Oh. Go on. Go on, go on. Why does it want to fit? You go into It does not want to go. Just fit nicely. There you go. So that's how it would go on. Big old banner, which is okay. But let's try the warp spider thing because I think that'll give them more story. You know, power sword in one hand, banner in the other. No, not banner. Spear in the other, and then this on her back. Like, I'd say that she had quite the proud and potential history before giving it all up. Okay, maybe that's spears. That spears in the way for now. Oh yeah, I think doing that's cooler. That gives her like this mark off. Gives her more story, I feel like. Either she was once a warp spider and trained with them, or someone she cared about was, and now she wears this mantle of theirs in like their honor. I'd have it brought across the front of the spear. Like she's like if I do it like that, it'll be looking like she's about to bring the end of a spear right at you in a twisting motion. Oh, that'd be cool. Because that's how you do use spears. while using the head of the spear to like maintain balance with the sword out. Oh, her arm fell off though. Keep that on there. Put that there. Want to make sure it's like rectangle. Same with this one. Yeah, I think that's good enough. That's good enough. And then what we want is... There's a shoulder pad I forgot to put on her. Oops. I'm not sure it will fit, mind you, now. With that big old thing on. But in case it does... Yeah, it's never gonna fit. You know, maybe try again. Oh gosh, it does fit. See, this is why you try again. Sometimes you're like, I can't fit, which means I can't sit. But really, all you have to do is try harder, and you can fit, and that means you can sit. Cat logic. Sometimes it feels like you can't sit because you can't fit. But really, it was your attitude that couldn't fit. Yeah. No, we don't want to angle down. Maybe angling up would be better. Yes, but how do they stand on for it according to that? Okay, like that. Do 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 do. Get it on the feet, do do. Get it on the feet, do do. Yeah. And then surfing. Then we can let it dry a little bit and get the tyrannid parts out that we want to put on her. Oh yeah. So there she is. The true Doom Warrior for Eldar. The Eldar Corsair was about to kill everybody because she's a crazy egg. All she wants to do is hunt tyrannids. And if you're a tyrannid, run. If you're not a tyrannid, probably best to run too, because she might just think you're a... It's like, do you know whether Blood Angels have that entire Horus thing? It's like, Horus? You're looking awfully a lot to like Horus right now. Yeah, she instead sees tyrannids everywhere. My Imperial world looks awfully like it's infested by Tyranids. What do you mean they're just Imperials? No, definitely human-shaped Tyranids. Yeah, let's cut off this arm. Let's cut this off here. And it's an Eldari attack, so I imagine it won't be fat. Messed up. I imagine the cut on the arm will be relatively smooth. I think as a result we might want to like a cut on the sword. But not like completely removing the sword. Like very fine cuts that slit all the way through the arm. Yeah, not very easy to see. We'll make it look like she's just done so many slices into him. Oh, and there's a little bit of model that goes there. Should have that part somewhere. This part, here we go. Actually, it's probably not the correct part. Nope, it's fine. There we go. Yeah, and then we can just put that onto the base. Alright, so she's recently killed a Tyranid. Hive Tyrant. Oh, it'd be cool. Well, that means it's not got a trophy, it's just part of her base, which means we now need to give her a Tyranid trophy too. Because she is meant to be part of a Tyranid hunting Corsair tribe, so... Well, not just part of them, but the leader. So while the big thing she stood atop of is very clear of her power, it's not quite so clear as to the fact that she is otherwise a hunter. Well, not clear to like other Eldari. Now that looks cool, but it's... Ooh, now we got another Hive Tyrant head here. Was it like on her shoulder or her back? Oh, instead of having a flag, she just carries like the sword head on thing of an Hive Tyrant. That would be cool. On her back. Oh, the sword's falling off. Probably use some varnish to make that all shiny at the end when it's painted. Oh, I just had an idea. I should paint each of the Tyranid parts in different colours. So it looks like we've been hunting lots of different hive fleets and not just one in specific hive fleet. Well, maybe this part would be nice. Like back here. Tyranid terrain at her feet. Maybe. No, but I'm thinking. Cut out this guy here. Ooh, gosh, gotta be careful. Don't want to cut my finger. Okay, be careful. Make sure I'm cutting the correct part. Nice. Okay. Just carefully cutting through this. So I just want the carapace. Or the carapace, however you meant to pronounce it. Just cutting away the rest. Let's use the big old cutters back here though. They open a lot wider. But they're nowhere near as good as the god hand cutters. Oh no. Hi, Nick the Salamander. Oh gosh, we mentioned you earlier. We're looking at the new Saturnine Terminators and how they're made by Vulcan. And that's why all the Saturnine in most of promotion art is, you know, salamander flavoured. Yeah, these clippers cut through things so easily. Oh, we were looking at, we mentioned you earlier because we were looking at Saturnine Terminators, you know, the new stuff from the Horus Heresy, and how they were made by Vulcan. And that's why in most of the art and stuff, we see the Salamander Terminators. We see them in salamander colours and with salamander symbols. Like your profile pic. Nice, yeah. We're currently making an Eldar art arc, by the way. I think it's pronounced art arc. I'm not quite so sure. And we're giving her a Tyrannid trophy. I think that new box is cool. I might pick it up. Yeah, I really want at least one box. Tempted to get more than one. If it's the same good value as the previous box, then yeah, I'll be very tempted. Even if it does mean getting 2 books. I guess I'll just like give them to the local shop or something, I don't know. There we go. Exercise time. Work them glutes. Yeah, all of you, work them glutes. I'm not doing exercises. Exercises the losers. I'm joking. Okay, I still got a lot of stuff. I meant to get a drill. I forgot to buy a drill. I think a cool 30k army would be elite salamander units backed up by mortal forces. Ooh. By mortal, I'm assuming you mean like cults or Solaris. Militia. I've not played no, Solak Salia, not Solaris. I've not played 30k. I have quite a few 30k kits, but I use them for 40k. Oh no. I feel I would like 30k more if it had Xenos in them. But since it's entirely focused on the Horus Heresy, without any Xenos, I don't think it would play good. I just think it's thematic. Show how depleted the salamanders are. Oh, yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I like thematic armies and, you know, ones where you build a theme on them. It's like, is it meta? I don't know. I don't care. Is it fun? Yes. Yes, it is. The salamanders took a lot of the brunt of, you know, the betrayal at Istefan or whatever it's called, drop site massacre. So makes sense that the numbers would be depleted. Although weren't most of the loyalist legions like severely damaged by the war? Like, I think the Ultramarines managed to, after the battle at Calth and so on, the Ultramarines weren't, they did take some damage there, but since they won the battle and they had forces off-road as well, they weren't seriously damaged. And then with the forming of the Ultramar, you know, the Imperium Secundus, they avoided a lot of the conflict and were relatively well off. I guess the Imperial Fist must have been in a good condition because between the Black Templar and the Crusade that Rogel Dawn led straight after the Heresy, we must have had significant forces remaining. And then in the War of the Beast, I know that you had a bunch of the Imperial Fist chapters involved. I think the Salamanders don't have many successor chapters, do they, compared to the likes of the well, the Ultramarines have the most successors. Imperial Fists have quite a few successors. Blood Angels have a lot of successors. careful not to cut myself with this. Go. Okay, it's a lot thinner than it was before. Let's see, how would this stick now? Imperial Fists were wiped out during the War of the Beast, but all the successor chapters still make it. Yeah, oh yeah, that was it. But the thing is before the War of the Beast, they had quite a lot of successors. I know the Black Templars ended up donating quite a few. But I mean, to have that many successors and stuff, and to have that crusade straight after the Horus Heresy, but before they split the chapters up, at least Imperial Fist did, they must have been not too. The Legion must have been in a good enough position after it. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, because they led a lot of the defenses, didn't they? But I guess they did trade mostly very well during the defenses of like Terror and stuff. Part just because of how disorganized the entire things were, with the different legions of chaos not working well together. Being too self-centered. I know Vulcan himself was also instrumental in the War of the Beast. They lost a lot of members before the Legion split in a battle called Cage against Perty. Oh. Did they win the battle though? That's all I'm interested in. It's pretty sucks. Boat means turned up and rescued. What do you mean rescued? Oh, they must have gotten in the way. They would have won if those pesky ultramarines never showed up. Those pesky smurfs. Okay, quite thin now. Still not thin enough for me to bend it without snapping it. No, but it's got a spike, so it's hard to get a good grip. I'm putting it like this on here. It's still too thick. Where's my file? I should have at least one file around here, right? Oh, I think I know where I put my file. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll be back. I have my file. Maybe if a file would be good here. Oh, Have you heard of a new Lilo and Stitch live action movie? Yeah! I saw the trailer for it. It was okay. I've heard some people say it's absolutely amazing. And I'm just like, if I want to watch Lilo and Stitch, I'll watch the animated. If we wanted a remaster of animation, I'll be all for it. Because animators, there's plenty of animators looking for good work right now. It's CPS propaganda. Well, you're gonna have to tell me what CPS is. What CPS you're referring to. Wait, is that the Confederacy of Planets or whatever that's in it? Child Protective Services. How did they change the ending? Don't tell me that Lilo went into Child Protective Services. Her sister did all she could. Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind. Lilo went to CPS, and that was portrayed as a good thing, and her sister went to college. Oh! Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind. I think Talan's lying to me again, though, you know. He lied to me yesterday about Kurgan's Koresh, and he's lying to me again today. I'll never believe Talan again. As long as I don't want to believe what he's telling me. Now, apparently Ohana means screw you. I'm going to become a marine biology. It happened on JoJo too. No, I swear. No, now you're just making it sound more like you're lying. Because Ohana means family. And family means no one gets left behind. I would never lie about JoJo. You'd lie about JoJo just to get me to watch it. My gloves are turning grey. They're turning gold and grey. No, no, never. It's not the way of my heart. You don't have a heart. You're evil. You're a lying, evil person who would lie about... If you lie about Koresh, you can't have a heart. Glasshouse Conjuror. I have never lied about Koresh. In all my many millions of lies of this past 6 hours, I have not once lied about Koresh. And in the cartoon and stuff, they did super well. I'm gonna need to like something warm so I can bend this piece of plastic. Ugh, reshape it. A live adaptation of JoJo sucks. I never knew I had a live adaptation. Oh, no, I'm just busy twisting everything. Hey, watch your mouth. You're the one that said stuff about JoJo and then said, yeah, the live adaptation sucks. Like, I never even knew it had a live adaptation. But if you said it, it must be true. So mean, I will not tell you the second cool thing. What's the second cool thing? Tell me. Tell me. Otherwise, I believe that you're lying about the second cool thing. You're not capable of having 2 cool things. In fact, you didn't even give me a first cool thing. Stay mad. Thank you, I will. I'm also just like, no! Not allowed! Not allowed! You have to like the stream. Every like of this stream is another Disney live adaptation that they'll never make. Every dislike is a vote to have more live actions, adaptions. In fact, I've heard they're going to buy the rights to El Dorado and, you know, turn that into a live action. And they said for purpose, you're going to make it bad. Okay, now she has a big hive tyrant. So now it looks like she's a true killer of hive tyrants. Yeah, I like it. I want to give her like more trophies and stuff though. I could give her more trophies. What's this thing? What is this thing? That is a bit too big for you. Yeah. Okay, cut this out. There you go. Hello, Elder God. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm looking forward so much to the new Superman film, though. Who's looking forward to the new Superman? You gotta tell me. Superman is great. Oh, big old toe claw. And then maybe we can just like have it held there. Oh, wait a minute. Imagine turning a tyrannid claw into a horn. That would be amazing. Pretty good, actually. Yay! I'm glad you're doing well. Are you looking forward to the new Saturnine drop? Or the new Warhammer Total War 3 stuff? I'm so excited for everything. I'm so excited for everything. Okay, now I feel like I need a drill. There we go. And drill here. I don't have a proper drill, so I'm just going to have to use a file. And brute raw strength. I mean, it's not too bad of a drill. And use your pliers to expand it. Ah, what? Yeah, big old hole. Okay, then where's the knife? Just get some markings into here. Make it look more like a naturally occurring pattern in the middle. There we go. And then have it hanging from a side like that. Yeah. So she's turned a Carnifex's or Hive Tyrant's toe into a battle horn, and she also wears a Hive Tyrant's sword horn cap on her shoulders, and at the feet is a freshly cut off arm and massively cut apart arm of a Hive Tyrant. So nice clean cut here because she just clean carved through it, and then there's lots of other just very thin slashes all the way through the sword and the arm. It's like, she's amazing. She's an Autarch. Obviously she's meant to be able to duel a Hive Tyrant and win. And she belongs to a Tyrannid a Corsair group that hunts Tyrannids. Okay, I'm gonna have to vacuum up in here straight after the stream though. There's so much bits of plastic everywhere. Oh gosh. There we go. And place this at the back here. That's just a random tyrannid growth. Is that good enough? Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. Oh, see, there we go. There she is. The Tyrannid Hunter. Highly trained warrior who slaughters Tyrannids. For sport. Well, maybe not for sport. For vengeance against what happened to her home. Her tribe. Well, not her tribe. Again, to her craft world. Her people. Her friends, her family, her warrior colleagues that she trained alongside, grew up with. Many of which she watched grow up and who were devoured by the creatures. She does not recognize Chaos and Slaanesh as the main threat. No. Tyranids. Tyranids are a true threat for Eldari at this moment. And she will hunt down every single one of them until either there's no Tyranids left in this universe or she is dead and absorbed into their biomass. Actually, I imagine that like all of them have like little melter bombs on them, and that if they ever do die, they just explodes and kills the Tyranids and makes sure they can't harvest her biomass. And like, sure, that means her soul won't be able to be saved from Slaanesh, but she'd rather her soul go to Slaanesh than her body be consumed by Tyranids and add to their biomass. We also says that Eldari need to be, the main enemy of the Eldari need to be Nids, you know? Need to be Slaanesh. Maybe not every Eldari cares enough. I mean, some of them do worship Slaanesh, so, you know, there's always that. Oh, open up. Open up, box. This is the police. I'm trying to put Spruce back into box. Get back into... Doesn't want to get into box. Ugh. Okay, and tomorrow we'll build some Night Lords. We'll be building some Night Lords tomorrow. Yeah. But I guess at this point, thank you for coming to the stream. Love heart to you all. And I hope you had a good time today. I hope you have a good rest of your day. You work hard, but play harder. Remember to take care of yourselves and be kind to others and vice versa. You really need to. And also, you know, eat good food. Sleep well. I'm not stinky, Bob. You're stinky. You're the Nurgle, but not me. Ah. Erland, you're so mean. You're so mean to me. I'm not smelly. You can't smell me. I smell a lavender. I smell a lavender. And cupcake sprinkles. Ah! Ah! Also though. But anyway, yeah. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to others. All that good stuff. What was I what did I get up to? You know, work hard. No, not work hard. Sleep well. Eat good food. Dream of cupcakes, but don't eat cupcakes. They're friends, not food, you silly bellies. Otherwise, you're going to have to hunt you down. Like she hunts down the Tyranids. Rah! Look at this, though. Look how cool she is. She's the coolest. Have you ever seen an Artok so cool? Bye-bye, everyone. Love you all. Oh, my gosh. Wait. Stop. Oh, my gosh. You won, Bob. You won. Love you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Love heart. Yeah. We are. Wait. I'm here. No. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. 20,000. Goodbye.